We want to let you know we're here with Don Geisler. He is our designated broker of Indy Realty, which was established in January 1, 2022. And talking a little bit about, Don, you just heard one of your agents talk a little bit about what was their reason for joining the company. How does that make you feel hearing that from one of your agents?
Yeah, it's really gratifying. I mean, I think, like I said, as we started talking about, we really set out to establish a culture, and the goal is that it is a culture that people walk into the office and they are just happy to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about supportive environments, and you know, it's funny because, you know, of course, I'm invested in the company. I want people to come join the company, and so it's like it's easy for me to say, but you really have to come in and experience, you know, what we've put out, because I really think that our whole office from front to back just has a vibe to it that is it's a comforting vibe, it's a productive vibe, it's a supportive vibe,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really has turned out better than what I even ever envisioned. I mean, we mapped out something and made it come to life, and it just gratifying is the word, you know.
I think part of it is it's a beautiful office, and so I don't want to get lost on that. It's been remodeled, absolutely beautiful. Everything is kind of fresh and very. I want to say youthful. I don't have a better word than that for it, but just the type of inspiration we get just being there. But one of the things that's a little thing, but it's a big thing, is you have a Keurig built into the water cooler. I mean, come on.
So, yeah, we tended to, I mean, so we did, yeah, the office is modern. It is a modern office, and,
Yes.
it has a modern vibe. And, you know, when we're out there and we're shopping and we're looking at how we're going to furnish things and what we're going to put on the walls and stuff like that, and we come across this, we know that we need water, right? And we come across this option that the Keurig, I don't know if it's actually the brand, but the instant coffee maker is actually with the pods is right in the top of the water machine, and people love it. And I can tell you that it's literally when I'm interviewing somebody, and it's the last thing that I show them because it's just this awesome impression that people love to have, is like, man, these guys do things right.
And the office is functional. I mean, if you think about this, that we have a bullpen. We also have a conference room. You can sit out front. And if you have an agent come there, everyone says hi to them. We have things where you can do your training and stuff with monitors where you can watch. And almost every conference room has a TV in there or a monitor there, so you can do your computer and have your computer
Casting,
cast to there and show that to your client. I mean, it's just so many things that the office brings that makes it so youthful, but not only youthful, but makes it so functional.
And when we set out, we wanted to have a different model. And, you know, there's kind of a buzz phrase out there right now, drop-in space or temporary space or whatever. And so we wanted the whole office to be, nobody owns a piece of it. It's not assigned. There's just, we have a vast number of offices with doors on them that you can come in and drop in and use. And then we also have the bullpen there that has the company machines and stuff like that people can drop in. And that's super comfortable.
Yes.
And then up front, kind of the showpiece, the centerpiece of our operation there is our cafe. We call it the cafe workspace up front, which is it's up in the front of the building, and there is just several different types of seating, and it's a well lit, and the monitors there, and there's conference table, and there's high top bar type tables, and there's just all kind of spaces in there that whatever you're in the mood to sit down and do, if you want to be out front in the sun and open your laptop and sit in the window, you can. If you want to go, hide back in one of the offices and shut the barn door, you can. We've just put together a whole different model that just has a wonderful vibe.
Yeah, great windows where you can see the Udall Park, and just sitting there at your computer or at the table doing your work and looking at the Udall Park, watching people run, watching dogs go by, and it's like, wow, this is.
That's pretty
Sometimes
awesome.
you forget that, I'm supposed to be working, and you're sitting there looking at that. Another thing is that you talked about, and we have been telling our partners and vendors, that Indy Realty business office is a place to drop off. If you're in the middle of getting something done, or you don't want to go all the way back to your office, it's on the other side or up in north. Stop in our office, say hi, and use that as a pinpoint where you can sit there and work there before you go into your next appointment.
Yeah, I think that is the definition of the word community. And, when we selected that location, one of the first things that we started to think about was, how do we become part of this community? How do we become known, as a thriving and important member of this community and supportive member of this community? And so, that is a small thing, but
Right.
I mean, right here on the air, I tell people, everybody is invited to stop in. There are so many people, and you're talking in terms of, vendors and service people that we work with who,
Right.
who might be pest inspectors or whatever, and they spend so much time in their cars
Sitting
and so
under a
much time
tree.
in fast food, or
Yep.
sitting under a tree at a park. Stop in. We have tons of surface space, tons of workspace, and the fact is that we really enjoy, and part of our goal and part of our mission is for members of the community to stop in, consider it a safe zone, get some work done, or just put on a podcast and relax. Whatever, people are welcome in our office.
I think that's awesome. I think that that culture that you've talked about is why people are attracted to come in and be part of the team.
Agree 100%. Yeah, I love that, because we always talk about when Sandra wake up in the morning, like, you ready? We're trying to get out of the house and get dressed as quick as possible to head to the office, because we want to be there. We want to be around all the things that are there and all the tools that allow us to do our work. One thing I brought up, I want to talk about, is the printing from home that you've incorporated into the system.
Yeah, so in an effort just to make our agents' lives simpler, we have invested in some in a service and some software where you can actually print to our printer in the office from home. It's just one of those small things, but we really spend a lot of time analyzing, and maybe in the next segment we can tell you a little bit about more from a technology and from a philosophy standpoint what we're doing as a real estate brokerage. But that's just, we analyze everything, from my decades of experience of saying, as an agent and as a leader of real estate professionals, people saying, here's what I want, here's what I don't want, here's what I think, here's what I don't think. And we really tried to put together, a great operation.
Hey, we're here with Don Geisler, the owner of Indy Realty, which was established in January 1, 2022. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Store with Sandra and Ray. We'll be back on the other side for the last segment. Thank you guys for staying with us for the last segment. We're here with Don Geisler, the designated broker of Indy Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or have any questions concerning real estate, we would love to help. Please call the Johnson Smith team at 520-850-1725 or 520-904-7711.
Yeah, we actually have, before we get into more discussion, we have a couple of listings we wanted to talk about. One is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath out in Corona de Tucson. It does qualify for USDA financing, which is a zero-down loan program. And we have a seller that, with an accepted offer, would be willing to buy down your interest rate or contribute towards closing costs. So if somebody's a little short on cash, but the monthly payment's not the problem, it's getting that down payment together. It's a great option. House has great views, view fencing behind, so has a lot to offer. Nice open space too. And then we also will have something that is incoming soon in Academy Village. It's a little townhome, 1-bedroom casita style townhouse there with views as well. So you can reach out to us if you want more information on that.
It's also in an age-restricted area, right?
It is, yes.
Okay,
It
so make
is
sure
an
everybody's aware of that.
age-restricted community. We were talking a little bit about some of the benefits of being where we're at, but I
Yes.
kind of wanted to touch on the training that we receive, because the agents that are coming to Indy are well-qualified agents, but also getting a lot of good education. And I think that we kind of get lost sometimes in all the perks of the culture, but I want people to realize too that when you're reaching out to someone, you're getting an agent that's getting weekly training, and it's not a lot of fluff stuff. We're getting the changes in contracts, what's current and relevant in the market today.
Yeah, I think it's important. And I always approach, how we deliver information to our agent or to our agents in, a couple different pathways. And one is the technical expertise, is that we are responsible for these transactions, and we are responsible for being experts and being, well educated. And so we do have weekly meetings. We have several things on the calendar every week. And one of them is, a weekly sales meeting that, I really use to try to keep everybody informed of things that are changing, things that are going on out there. I mean, whether it's new forms, new rules, new laws, new trends, what's going on in the market, financing, all the stuff that agents need to have to effectively advocate for their clients.
Well, let me ask you a question. Last meeting, you had brought up that the seller property disclosure is being updated.
Yes.
Much more information going on there. Would you recommend to people that are on the market now that we really should be having our clients update that form if they were already on the market? They've got a seller property disclosure in place. Would you say that that with our listings that we need to update that form?
I absolutely would. And the reason I would say that is, and I'm the last one that just wants to be pushing more paper at people, but when you look at the spirit of why we do what we do, the reason that the document was updated is because there are new and changing issues that have become flashpoints,
right,
that have become relevant,
yes,
that are different, that either didn't exist or were different back when that form came out, the last iteration of it, right? So we as professionals protect our clients better by having them update to the information, because if, God forbid, if a claim gets filed down the road, a defense is not going to be, well, they had filled out the old disclosure and this wasn't on it, so we want to have our sellers protected and educated and protect the buyers with the updated stuff.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest one for me, and they're all important or they wouldn't be on there, was the permit questions and whether or not you've used a licensed contractor.
It's very critical. And case in point, and when we're saying that things have changed, something that the Department of Real Estate looks at is, people that are flipping property, and there are very, very black and white laws about, whether a contractor is required or is not in that scenario. So we don't have to get into that specific issue, but that's something that over the course of the past couple years, with really rapidly increasing equity and flipping potential in a lot of properties, that has become a hot button.
Yeah, and we have to say that the Department of Real Estate really is focused on protecting consumers.
That's the mission,
and that is where they're always going to look to, is what is in the best interest of that consumer. And so,
yeah, the one thing I want to talk about a little bit, if you don't mind, is about training, and piggyback on Sandra, is that all the companies say they have training, way they do training, but I think Indy does it differently, because you do a lot of individual training.
We do,
where you sit there and talk to not only about real estate packages and about the technical, but also about your business and how to grow your business and how to make you a better real estate company or a better real estate entity.
Yeah, I mean, I will just shamelessly say right now that my focus, my recruiting campaigns right now, everything is focused on the market has changed and what you need, the support and the expertise, and how you thrive in any type of market. So we've really embarked on a plan that there are so many wonderful systems out there. I'm always very focused on, as an agent, as somebody who's trying to build a business, we need to be focused on the highest yield activities, like the activities that lead to new business. And a lot of times, agents become overwhelmed. I mean, you can open up your inbox on any given morning, and 20 different emails say, buy this system, pay for this coaching, invest in that.
So true.
And, and so people get overwhelmed and they get paralyzed. And so I think as a leadership team, we have sat down and from some of the top coaching in the world, utilize the concepts that we feel help agents grow their business, that are the most time efficient, that are the most cost efficient. And we roll out the programs. As you know, we have meetings every single week and we roll out the programs, but then we're very committed to whatever degree an agent wants.
Mm-hmm.
Spend the time with them with the follow-up,
Right.
and follow-up is key, when it comes to growing a business.
When you choose real estate for a career, you have to be so well-rounded, because part of your job is actually working with contracts. Part of it is working with clients and being able to do the sales part, I suppose, and just helping them find what they're looking for and narrow that down. But you also have to, you have to be good at marketing. You have to be good at time management. You have to be good at budgeting your finances, paying your taxes. There are a lot of moving parts. Yeah. And I don't, there may be agents that are really strong in one area and not another. You just have to find a way to find that balance so that you are very well-rounded to be successful.
Yeah, and I think, again, with our commitment is when none of us, no manager, no leader can be an expert at every single thing. Mm-hmm. But our commitment is always to take these different facets of what you just mentioned, all these different facets, and present what we think are the most efficient ways to handle each one. Mm-hmm. To touch on each one of these things and say, this is what we're finding is the most efficient, most effective way for you to do this, and really provide as well-rounded of a support and training structure as we possibly can, so that our professionals can be as well-rounded as they want to be.
I like it because I think what you say to me every time I sit there and I watch you, how you equally train everyone the same way, is that you just want everyone to be the number one realtor. So it's like there's nothing. Being a number two is okay, but your goal is to be a number one realtor, build your business, and strive for and reach your goals. Goals is what we talk about at every meeting. Mm-hmm. Reaching your goals. Talk a little bit about that if you can, Don.
Yeah, I'm really into each agent's individual goals. And like for me, I don't have a goal, except for your success. I don't have a specific goal for you until you tell me what your goals are, and then I'm relentless about wanting to help you achieve that goal. But I think that if you're in this business and you're feeling disjointed and lost and pulled in a bunch of different directions, I would say call us. You can always reach me, Don, 520-869-2376, and hear how it is that we present and how it is that we support the agents. And we start with your goals, and then we work into what exactly do we have to do for you to achieve your own goals. And that's a monthly basis, a weekly basis, a daily basis,
quarterly basis. We're there. There's systems for everything. You're listening to Don Geisler, who is the designated broker and owner of Indy Realty, established January 1, 2022. Why am I saying it so much? Because I just like saying established. I just want everybody to know that we're new, but we're bold, and we're going to change things in the industry, we believe.
And, follow that up, Ray, just for 1 second to say, although the company is new, people out there are listening to decades of experience right
mm-hmm.
now.
Absolutely.
We're very experienced.
Yeah, we started partway through the year last year. We had our best year we've had in real estate. And so I've been around. I stopped counting. It's kind of like when you get older, you just stop counting. But I know it's over 8 years. So, and I think that the company has offered the support that I need to be a successful agent. So we appreciate you. If we don't say that out loud often enough, we
do
just
appreciate
want you to know.
Don.
Well,
we appreciate you guys so much and the support that we receive at the company. So we thank our listeners today. We also would like to thank our sponsors. We work with Horizon Inspections. They do a phenomenal job. Can't say enough good about them. Indy Realty, Inspired Life Mortgage. That's your first step if you're thinking about making a purchase. And Rego Pest Prevention.
We'd like to thank Don Geisler of Indy Realty for spending some time with us today and enlightening us about lending and selling homes and doing everything we need to do in the industry. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks, Don.
You You're welcome. Thanks for having me here.